How have you been since we last spoke? Have you noticed any shift in how you're dealing with the memories?
Honestly, it's been a little better. I've tried focusing on gratitude, like you said, but now I'm dealing with something else. It's this constant feeling of not being good enough. Like, if I were better, maybe the relationship wouldn't have ended.
I hear you. Breakups often leave us questioning our own value, making us feel like we weren't enough. But let me ask you this. Where do you think that voice is coming from? The one telling you that you weren't good enough?
I guess it's been in the back of my mind for a while, even before the breakup. But now it's like a constant reminder of how I failed.
That's important to recognize. Sometimes a breakup doesn't create new insecurities. It just brings old ones to the surface. But remember, a breakup isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of the relationship dynamic, and those two things are very different.
I know that in my head, but I can't shake the feeling that I should have been more. Like maybe I wasn't good enough to make it work.
It's natural to feel that way, but I want you to try something. Imagine that your best friend is telling you the same story, that they weren't enough for their partner. What would you say to them?
I'd tell them that they're being too hard on themselves, that they're more than enough, and that it wasn't just their responsibility to make the relationship work.
Exactly. You'd give them compassion. You'd remind them of their worth, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course.
So, why is it so hard to give yourself that same compassion?
I don't know. It's easier to see the good in others. But when it comes to myself, I feel like I don't deserve that same kindness.
It's common to be your own harshest critic. But what if we shift that inner dialogue? What if, instead of criticizing yourself, you start treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend? That's a powerful way to rebuild your sense of self-worth.
But how do I even start? It feels unnatural.
Start small. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I wasn't good enough, stop and ask yourself, would I say that to someone I love? And if the answer is no, replace it with something more compassionate. For example, I did the best I could and that's enough. Over time, this practice helps to rewire your brain, replacing self-doubt with self-compassion.
That's going to take a lot of effort. It's hard not to feel like I failed, though.
Failure and rejection are not reflections of your worth. They're part of the human experience. Think of it like this. Sometimes we have to go through certain challenges to rediscover our strengths. This breakup might feel like a loss, but it's also an opportunity to reconnect with yourself in a way that you haven't before.
Reconnect with myself? I'm not even sure where to start.
Start by doing things that make you feel good about you. It could be something small, like doing an activity you love or setting a goal for yourself that doesn't rely on anyone else's validation. Every time you focus on things that uplift you, you're reinforcing the idea that your worth comes from within, not from someone else's approval.
I guess I could start with getting back into painting. I used to love that, but I stopped.
That's a great idea. Creativity is a powerful way to reconnect with yourself. By doing things that bring you joy, you're telling your brain, I'm worth this time and effort. Little by little, you'll start to rebuild that sense of self-worth, independent of the relationship.
Okay, I'll give it a try. I didn't realize how much of my self-worth was tied to the relationship until now.
And now that you see it, you can take it back. Remember, your worth was never dependent on someone else. It's something you've had all along. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Good luck.